So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this third video of the 52 video series. So, thank you for being here, and let's jump right in. So, the chapter that we're going to talk about today is a pretty simple one, but often overlooked. Um, I call it Ask for Counsel. So, in the world in which we are evolving today, it's very easy to believe that we have all the answers because they are available on the internet, right? We went to school, we are engineers, we are data scientists, we are computer scientists, those fancy titles, right? Some people are even influencers, right? So it's easy to believe that you know everything, but is that really the case? Ask yourself the question, right? So I believe we don't. Um, it takes me to an example of one of my teachers back in primary school. He used to tell me, Alan, the only thing that you know is that you know nothing, right? And I don't even remember where the quote is from, but till today I carry that with me, and I want us to explore the reasons why I think asking for counsel is very important. So, number one, you need to acknowledge your mental health. So, as young professionals, students, or even older people, right, you face a lot of pressure. The pressure to have all the answers. A young man, for example, 27 years old, is expected by his significant partner to provide the support that, if you think about it a little bit, he might also be seeking, right? But we are expected to have the answers. As a young woman, you're expected to know everything about how to show your emotions or not, and everything else. You just started your job, you're expected to provide results, very little to no training. You just got out of school, you're expected to find a job, little to no experience, right? You need to acknowledge that you might not have all the answers, such that it does not affect your psyche, right? And to make you even better. Point two, seek out people who have been there before you. There is a lot of value in learning from our peers, but there is even a lot more value from learning for people from the past, right? From our ancestors, our teachers, or even just the school alumni, for example. In the case of a young man, if you have an older brother, ask questions, right? In the case of a young woman, you can ask from your mother. I don't want to say it's a one-to-one relationship. It can be a mentor. It can be anybody, right? It could even be somebody that's younger than you. But you want to ask questions on the stuff that you know they might have faced before you did. And by doing so, you gain access to a realm of information that you wouldn't have been able to find just by yourself. And I believe there is a lot of value in that. So seek people who have been there before you, right? Number three is embrace vulnerability and show strength. I think that's the third good reason to ask for counsel. So here, if you want to think about this, is it is scary to lower your ego and acknowledge that you don't know and ask for a question, right? Sometimes the person to whom you're going to ask the question may not be the first person that comes to mind when you have a problem, but the person may know the answer. You need to embrace your own vulnerability because that's the first step to learn. That's the first step to evolve. And then it shows strength. I'll give you an example. You are a young engineer, right? Just started in a company. You're expected to know everything about structures, or you're expected to know everything about coding, the latest technologies, AI, and all that good stuff. Because it came out when you were in school, so you probably had classes on that. Compared to the people who started working ever since, and have not been doing continuous studying. If you sit down and just ask, hey, Mr. Senior Engineer, Mr. Senior Manager, Mr. Mr. Mentor, I actually don't know how to write a single line of code, but I am very savvy. I'm able to learn because all the technology that has been around me is imprinted in who I am today. And if you tell me do this, I'll be probably very good at it within a week, right? But you cannot know what modules to learn. You cannot know what route to take unless you ask questions to somebody, right? So embrace that vulnerability, embrace that understanding that you might not know everything, and that hidden strength is going to show up. The last one is to learn from different perspectives. While studying leadership back in the days, um, there is a concept called the echo chamber, where people associate with people that think like them, and the result of that is every thought that is generated bounces back on the echo chamber and comes right back into your own ears. It gives you a feeling of satisfaction, right? It gives you some endorphin hits, some dopamine. You feel good, but you cannot evolve in an echo chamber. You are stuck in the box. Think outside of the box. To become a better version of yourself, you need to learn from different perspectives. I am of those who believe that there is not only one road towards success. So, whether you go from Lokpom to Bonaberi or from Makepe to Yassa, at the end of the day, you're still gonna go through the whole city, right? If that was your point. But think about it. If somebody else comes in with a different perspective and adds it to yours, you can find some synthesis. You can find some room for optimization. Allow others to give you their perspectives and even seek for it sometimes, because you do not know everything, right? Ask for counsel. Sorry, call it cool. So those were my points why I think it's very important to ask for counsel. If you oh, sorry, taking this back. So the reasons why I think it's very good to ask for counsel is it gives you the opportunity to acknowledge your mental health, gives you the opportunity to seek out help from people who have been there before you, gives you the opportunity to embrace your own vulnerability and show an inner strength that you didn't know you had before, and it gives you the opportunity to learn from different perspectives. Those are the reasons why I believe it's very, very good and very important for a young professional, a student, or somebody that has already started his career to seek counsel when trying to evolve. Thanks for your kind attention, folks, and I will see you next week.